Hey everyone, Pupsker here. Today we're talking about Empyrean Railjack, the expansion that just came out, day one. I've been playing it, I guess, technically now for about 2-3 days, and I must say, is it worth it? Probably. Let's go over why exactly it may or may not be worth it, and most people's day one experience with the game. So, right as the Game Awards, Reb announced that, hey, Empyrean Railjack is now live. I booted up the game, installed the update instantly, played about an hour and a half, and oh god, it was a mess, but in a good way. So initially, I just instantly went to recruiting chat, been like looking for a Railjack. I found a guy pretty quickly, messaged him, and then we got started. That's when the bugs started beating the ever-loving shit out of us. He tried to start the first mission, we got infinite loading twice, so we had to keep restarting the mission, and then he's like, okay, wait. He went and did the mission while we were infinitely loading. He finished off the mission, and then that unlocked the rest of Railjack for us. So, once that happens, once you go to your navigation menu in the far top right, you get the Empyrean Railjack logo, and that is how you then start pugging into groups of Railjack. How Railjack works is essentially this. If you are the host or team lead of the game, however you want to call it, you need a Railjack. Host needs to have a Railjack. And if you have a Railjack, yours will be used, so you have to make sure that your Railjack is well upgraded if you're pugging Railjacks. If you don't have a Railjack, you will only ever join on someone else's Railjack, so you don't have to worry about that. But once you build a Railjack, you have to maintain that Railjack, because if you jump into a Railjack mission, it could be your Railjack. But luckily, Railjack is pretty fun. So here's how it essentially works. You go into the Railjack, you have a pilot, gunners, you have, I think, a tactician, and then engineer. Those are the 4 classes. You need to build a Railjack because you cannot level up your classes or those classes without having a Railjack. So building a Railjack is essential to Railjack. Get in a clan if you're not in one, build the dry dock, get a Railjack, because holy shit, it is 100% necessary. I myself have just started building my Railjack. I farmed up 6 million credits today, and now I'm also farming up the rest of all of the materials, because holy crap am I low. I popped a 3-day credit booster and a 3-day resource booster, and I've probably played for about 12 hours or 10 hours today, give or take, and yeah, I need to get so much done. So that's happening. And if you don't know, Railjack takes at least 3 days to finish, because each Railjack part, which I believe there are 6 of, have a 12-hour mandatory wait time in between each build, so have fun. Now that we know that a Railjack is essentially necessary, if you don't have a Railjack, here's how you play. You pug into someone else's Railjack, you use the gunships on the side to shoot down at the ships, or you can jump out and use your Arcwing. My Arcwing's really weak, so I get 1 shot, so I don't dare do that. Inside the ship, it will catch fire sometimes, enemies will breach it, and then it'll have a hull breach. If you hit Q, go up on your action wheel, go to the far right. It is the Omni tool that is used to put out fires on your ship and repair your ship. The way you get ammo for this, yes, because you need to get ammo, is you go into your ship's forge. It's in the very bottom level, in the very back of the ship. There are 4 slots for forge, I believe, and you have to go into that and look at the resources. Yes, so the resources are Railjack specific, right? They're the ones that drop while you do your Railjack missions. Those are used to get ammo for things like your, repair tool, ships, like bigger gun, it's explosive shot, shit like that. But I don't have a Railjack, so I can't really do any of that yet. So I can only really repair ships. It sucks, that's why I'm building my Railjack. So is Railjack worth it? Yeah, it's worth it, but you definitely have to build your Railjack. Once I build my Railjack, I'll definitely have another full in-depth discussion talk about if it's good, what the future of Warframe might look like, what is going on, because yeah, this is a big update. This is very important. It is big. There are 3 separate planets, probably around 15 to 25 Railjack missions in total. There are 3 tiers of levels for some of the ship equipments. There are a ton of upgrades that you can go through on your ship. So it is definitely going to be a big change for everybody. It is takes a little time to find out everything, and it is fun. Also, weird side note, the way that you take back resources from Railjack, because the resources that drop on Railjack, like the Railjack specific ones, you don't get to take all of those back with you. At the end of the mission, go to your forge and hit refine, and then that will split all of the resources between all 4 of you equally. Because I don't know, it can't do that automatically for some reason. You have to do it manually, and once one person does it, it does it for everyone. So yeah, most people know this by now, but hey, if you don't, there you go. So Railjack, fun time, guys. It is very interesting. That's why I can't wait to build my Railjack. Once I do, I will have probably another Railjack video out, because why wouldn't I? I really want to be the pilot. Railjack controls seem a little janky. I've done it a little bit, and the cannons kind of seem janky because you can only shoot out a side, you know? There are the 2 side cannons, a front cannon, and it's kind of annoying being a side cannon because you can't shoot directly in front, and usually the ship captain points the ship directly in front. So hey, it has its issues. It's not perfect. It takes some time to get used to the controls and learn the game mode. Also, I should mention this, to kill the bigger carrier ships, if you shoot the carrier ship down, it won't have cannons anymore, so you know, you can destroy it with your guns, but once you do that, it's just useless. Somebody has to jump out of your ship, board the enemy cargo ship, you know, or warships, I can't remember what they're called, the bigger ships. You have to board that and destroy its reactor and then run out. Also, make sure to destroy all the canisters and enemies inside the ship, because then you'll get some Railjack resources. And you can also fly around, shoot out resource caches in your Railjack and in Arcwings, and loot around the asteroid belt after a mission. So that is most of Railjack at this point. Once I'm fully in Railjack looking at all of these specific upgrades, I will do a walkthrough of Railjack, and then once I do that, I will also probably just have a final review of Railjack, because hey, it's pretty important, it's a big update, and there's a lot to play. For now, I'm going to be farming resources, and then I'll start playing Railjack with a Railjack in approximately 4 or 5 days. So hey, hope everyone watches that stuff, and I will see you there. If you like the video, please rate, subscribe, comment, all that fun jazz, and I will see you guys next time. Also follow me on Twitch, that's the fun one. Anyways, thank you guys. Peace.